All right, our correspondent Akshai Dongre is joining us from New Delhi to get us more. Akshai, Israel and Iran continue to exchange a barrage of missiles, and also we've told our viewers that US is moving military assets in West Asia. What do you make of the situation? How grave is it?
Well, the situation remains grave. As far as the conflict is concerned, it remains like a tinderbox, and it only needs a match to make this entire situation go out of control. Now, the only good thing that has come so far is that Donald Trump has rethought about his decision to enter the war. Now, the reason why we are saying this is also because earlier the signs were coming in that US is almost ready, or rather is just about to enter the Iran war. If that happens, it can rather unify a lot of Iran's allies against US involvement. And Iran is no Iraq. It's a larger country. It has a stronger military. It has a stronger presence in the region, and the region could have seen a lot of devastation if these two large countries would have collided as far as the Middle East or West Asia is concerned. Plus, that also would have seen involvement of other players like Russia and China, if not directly, then indirectly. So it would have brought the world much closer to a much larger conflict that would have involved nuclear powers, or some of the world's largest economies fighting, and that would have been really bad for the global economy as well, especially for the global south, which has mostly developing countries that require peaceful and stable environment to grow out of their own problems. So it would have been a lot of devastation, not directly through the war, but also through the economic ramifications that would have followed. So the situation still remains grim, but right now Donald Trump is saying that he made a deal, but they did not follow the deal. Now they want to meet in the White House, so they are still in the process of introspecting the entire thing. Also, the second thing would be that there was a war plan that was almost ready, but Donald Trump apparently did not sign the final orders. So that has saved the entire situation from going completely haywire. Now, also yesterday we have seen ballistic missiles. Now, these are intermediate range ballistic missiles that Iran had fired. One of them was Sejil, which has a range of about 2,000 to 2,500 kilometers, payload capacity of 500 to 1,000 kilograms, and it can also carry conventional but nuclear warheads as well. So the firing of an IRBM would have taken this conflict to another level, which would have prompted Israel to do the same. Then it would have been a chance of the ICBMs, that are the intercontinental ballistic missiles, which have a much larger speed and much larger payload. So as the world was moving toward a much more dangerous weapons, finally some sense prevailed, and at least US has stopped its own troops from getting inside the war, at least at this moment. But a situation remains grim, and we'll have to follow for the next days to see how it goes. But the war hysteria that we saw yesterday, at least from the US side, is lower today.
All right, so the situation in West Asia is grim, Akshay, but then how is Iran placed? Because Donald Trump says that Iran's got a lot of trouble and also wants to negotiate, but at the same time, Iran's Supreme Leader Khamenei has rejected Trump's ultimatum to surrender. Put all this together, how is Iran placed at the moment?
Well, Iran has allies. Iran is a powerful country there. Iran has support of Russia directly. Iran has support of China too. If not that directly, then indirectly. But when it comes to Iran, it is circled. One side you have Israel, the other side you have Pakistan. And even though on the world stage, Pakistan may make these claims that they are with Iran, or they are going to fight it out with Muslim Brotherhood that Pakistan keeps on talking about. But the fact is, Pakistan is much more compromised than we think. A war is going on, and the general of the Pakistani armed forces, Asim Munir, meets the US president, who is actively involved in the entire conflict. He has lunch with him, nominates him for Nobel Peace Prize. So certainly, it's more than what we are seeing on the what meets the eye. It's much more going on behind, and the US is making sure that all the countries that are surrounding Iran are so in some manner supporting US operations, or at least Israeli operation, before just till the time US gets involved. So the situation remains grim for Iran too.
All right, Akshay, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those details.